Good morning. And David, thank you very much for the introduction and for all of your help to put on today's event. And hopefully we will get to continue to call you the Trophy Man, but we're going to need you to bring a few more of these trophies back home. Hopefully we will do that here in the next couple of weeks. It is not a big surprise to any of us to see you involved in something that is promoting the state of Arkansas. So thank you for all that you do and for helping make this happen today. To Mystik Dan's owners, we are so honored to have you here at the state capitol. I only wish that the Secretary of State, John Thurston, would have let you bring the horse with you. I think that would have really added to the celebration today. Brent and Cheryl and Scotty, Katie, Lance, Bobby, Joe, and Banks and Lisa, who couldn't join us today, we talk a lot about what makes Arkansas unique. And every day we are reminded that it is our people. To see a group of Arkansans like yourself come together to win horse racing's biggest prize was a point of pride for everyone in our state. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the king of Arkansas horse racing, Louis Sella. Louis, we know you're hard at work making the Arkansas Derby as big of a deal as the Kentucky Derby, and we certainly look forward to seeing it happen. So thank you for your work. I'll admit, growing up as the daughter of a Baptist pastor, visits to the racetrack weren't a huge part of my childhood. But like most Arkansas college students, I made the trip to Hot Springs more than once while I was at Ouachita Baptist. I just didn't tell my dad. What I love so much about the races is that you get the full cross-section of Arkansas. You've got folks dressed up like we are here today, and then you've got guys in boots and jeans, grandparents with their grandkids, fraternities and sororities, men and women just getting off of a shift. In fact, Mystik Dan's ownership group first got into horse racing while at Crosswalk Bar across the street from Oaklawn. I'm guessing being at a bar had nothing to do with the decision to go in on a horse together. Horse racing is a big part of Arkansas's culture. We might be a little quieter about it than our friends in Kentucky, but if you drive down any country road in Arkansas, I guarantee you'll see just as many horses as you do in the bluegrass. And I'll admit that watching the 150th Kentucky Derby, I wasn't entirely sure who had won the race when it ended. But when I learned that it was 18-1 odds, Mystik Dan, I was pretty excited, especially with its Arkansas connection. I only wish I had bet on the right horse. I want to once again thank the owners for bringing the Derby trophy here to Little Rock and for all of their hard work to bring recognition to our state. Congratulations, and let's hope that we can do it again next year. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, I mentioned that I had a chance to create the boot, the Battle of the Boot between Arkansas and LSU. That trophy, when I created it 30 years ago, it had no value. And so I told Coach Broyles, I said, I'm just going to make it as big and gaudy and gold as we could. So 175 pounds, and it's not, again, it's not solid gold like this is. It's plated gold. But what's neat about that is when people see trophies for the first time, or they see them, they're really cool. They're shiny, they're unique. But the difference with this trophy has centuries of history. It's so unique to have this trophy here. So I love the fact that it's going to be in a place here that maybe folks, maybe they can't get to Hot Springs, but they can come here to the state capitol to see this. So I applaud whoever's behind all of you who want to share this trophy. I'm sure the ownership group wanted to make sure everybody had the opportunity to. I should have thought about maybe the bottle of whiskey, Governor. That didn't come with the boot, but apparently when you win the Kentucky Derby trophy, you get a bottle of whiskey in there. And it's not cheaper here either. So with all the details of where the trophy is going to be and how long it's going to be, please welcome Secretary of State John Thurston.
All right. Thank you so much, and thank you all for being here. And Governor, no one asked. I would have loved to have had Mystik Dan come do a little circle here. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. what a moment to stand here with Governor Sanders and celebrate the incredible journey of Mystik Dan, our 2024 Kentucky Derby champion. This victory is more than just a win. It's a testament to passion, resilience, and the beauty of chasing dreams. To the Gassaway family and Hamby families, this triumph is your legacy. Mystik Dan's story began with a small, thoughtful decision that led to this historic achievement. Trainer Kenny McPeak's vision and belief in Mystik Dan made all the difference. From Oaklawn to Churchill Downs, his expertise transformed a promising colt into a legend. And jockey Brian Hernandez's skill and determination gave us a Derby finish for the ages, a rail skimming masterpiece. I'm excited that the 150th Kentucky Derby Trophy, the Kentucky Derby Breeders' Trophy, and the Woodford Reserve's Kentucky Derby 150th Edition Crystal Decanter will be on display here in the Capitol until December the 4th. If anyone tries to come and take them who does not own them, we'll spend a little time in one of our state prisons. Thank you for the opportunity to display these items to the public, and congratulations to Mystik Dan, the Gassaway family, and the Hamby family. Thank you so much.
Well, it was so cool. The story of Mystik Dan and the local ownership is what makes it so special to us. We did the radio show, Morning Mayhem, this morning here, just to promote the fact that we're doing this. And I'll never forget Roger Scott, who's grew up with the Hambys. We were listening and somebody said, I think we were hearing early on about Mystik Dan, and Roger, my partner, said, Mystik Dan, I think that was the tape that Mr. Hamby used to sell, and he put it together before this became a big story. So it's a great story, and that's what makes it special, that the ownership group is Arkansans and everybody knows everybody. And I did, before we bring Sherilyn up here, I want to make sure everybody stands up. Let's give them a round of applause for this ownership group. First of all, Sherilyn Gassaway, Brent Gassaway, Lance Gassaway, Scott and Katie Hamby, and also Bobby Joe Harris, please stand. Did I get everybody? Did I leave out? Please stand. Let's give them a round of applause, all the ownership group. And of course, Sherilyn has a history of business, as you can have a seat. Obviously has a history of being in front of a mic and feels very comfortable. And it was perfect because of all the exposure, you guys, and the many interviews. And Sherilyn, if you would come up and just give us your comments, if you would. Please welcome Sherilyn Gassaway.
Thank you all so very much, and thank you, Governor. It's an honor to be here. Yeah, I've been speaking a lot lately. Mystik Dan has given us a lot of firsts. I even spoke at a Sunday school deal this week. So, and I did say I can't believe I'm going to be here in church talking about a racehorse. So, anyways. On behalf of the Gassaways and the Hambys, we just want to thank all of our fellow Arkansans for all of the support and for sharing in our excitement about Mystik Dan. It's been absolutely unbelievable. This horse has really blessed us, and we're really looking forward to what he's going to do in 2025. So we are going to run him in 2025, so we're excited about that. We're here to talk about the trophy today, and it is a unique trophy, and I don't know if they pointed that out. Only on anniversary years is the trophy different, and because it was the 150th Kentucky Derby, it is adorned with jewels, about $60,000 worth of jewels. So it has rubies, emeralds on the blanket that goes over the horse, and then there's rubies and diamonds around the top. So it is super, super special. If we wanted to win one, this was the one to win. So anyways, and we are so happy to be able to share it with the people of Arkansas, and so I thank you for having it on display here. in the Capitol, and then I believe Lewis is going to talk about where we're going to have it after that at Oaklawn. We love the fact that Mystik Dan was able to really kind of make a name for himself at Oaklawn, went in the Southwest, should have won the Arkansas Derby, but we won't get into that. But anyways, he did what he had to do, and we had to have faith that he was going to get there, and we did. So we're grateful to God for this blessing. Thank you.
I think most all of us that are here today remember where we were on May 4th, watching the race. Everybody knows. And I've got a funny, I was up and watching a softball game, the Razorback softball game, and I remember watching with a bunch of people, and I was screaming like a 6-year-old, and I didn't mind at all. It was the most fun, and that's what happens when you want to root for your friends and see their excitement, and for our state and for what it means. I did want to ask those members of the Racing Commission, will you please stand that are here today? Let's give them a round of applause if you don't mind. We've had a great partnership at the Buzz with Oaklawn for a long time, and when I travel the country doing stuff for the Brules Award, I love throwing out the fact that I know where Oaklawn is. We do a lot of work with Oaklawn and the great history of Oaklawn, dating back all the way to 1905. Most of you know since 1916, the Sella family has held the reins, if you will, of Oaklawn. Lewis's dad, Charles Sella, was president from obviously 1968 until he passed. And Lewis Sella has been doing an amazing job, started December 17, 2017. Not only just with the racetrack, all the other things about Oaklawn, but for horse racing and the purses, just is doing an amazing job, and it makes us so proud to be able to brag about the job that was happening over at Oaklawn. Of course, Mystik Dan ran in 3 races before the Kentucky Derby, the Smarty Jones Stakes, the Southwest Stakes, and the Arkansas Derby. And the history of horse racing at Oaklawn just continues to grow under Lewis's leadership, and at this time we want him to come up and say a few words. Lewis Sella, everybody.
Thank you. Good morning. And thank you, Governor Sanders, for recognizing such an unbelievable feat in racing and how important it is for the state of Arkansas and for Oaklawn. This really is a great Arkansas story with a rich history of racing for over 120 years at Oaklawn. Mystik Dan and his connections continue to make history for all of us. Last spring, Wayne Smith, Oaklawn's general manager, came into my office. He had a very serious problem, and I said, "What is it, Wayne?" He said, "You see, Mystik Dan had earned enough Kentucky Derby points to be invited to participate in the Kentucky Derby, and Wayne was invited to see it in person. The problem is that it was Oaklawn's last day of racing, which is a huge day for us. So I explained to Wayne, he has to go. I implored him, you absolutely have to go. You see, I don't get to play general manager very often, and I thought it would be a great opportunity for him to leave. But more importantly, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for him. If the racing gods were benevolent to shine on Mystik Dan, Wayne could be in the Churchill Downs winner's circle with the connections celebrating the 150th Kentucky Derby. Mystik Dan and all the connections were smiling for the cameras. What an Arkansas story. With owners and breeders from Arkansas, what a dream come true. For Lance, Brent, Sherilyn Gassaway, Banks and Scott Hamby. For Arkansan, Kenny McPeak, the trainer. What an amazing job he did, creating the path for Mystik Dan. For jockey Brian Hernandez Jr. in Arkansan from December until May. What a ride. And with the gracious hospitality and devotion to Arkansas, the ownership group is going to permit Oaklawn the honor and privilege to permanently display what you see here in the lobby of the Oaklawn Hotel. So whenever you go to Oaklawn, everyone from all parts of the United States get to see what we're experiencing and seeing today. So on behalf of all the fans of Mystik Dan's home track Oaklawn, congratulations.
Thank you, Lewis. And we don't know what the next story is going to be. We don't know what the next story is going to be, but the great thing is that we have an unbelievable track, we have unbelievable ownership, we have unbelievable owners, and the best thing, I really think in this community, everybody cares about one another. I think that everybody's rooting for one another. So I've been told, everybody who's today, if you will, come up and get your picture made. We'll drop the ropes, and I guess the trophy will be made available for everybody. Not that you can hold it, but you can do it outside the case. And so it's going to be very exciting, and you're looking forward to race season starting December 6th. It's right around the corner. Congratulations again to the Gasaways and the Hambies. Really proud of you. We hope that you have another great story to tell. Thanks for being here, everybody. God bless.